Hi everybody, you're watching the South Australian Sports Show. Hope you can stay with us for the next hour. Plenty to talk about. Partner in crime, Barry Curtin joins me. Baz, how are you?
I'm well, mate. I'm going very well.
Considering everything.
Considering everything.
Now, I'm nervous about touching onto this subject because I know it's sensitive to you, but I want to try and get an opinion from you. And I know you're disappointed that last weekend at the Showdown that the Power lost to the Crows. I was at home watching it. It just looked like it was an ugly game. You know, a lot of sloppy fumbling, and I know it was wet and slippery in the conditions, and a lot of intense pressure by both groups. But could you walk away taking the loss out of it, saying it was a game you enjoyed watching?
No, I thought it was a slog. It just looked like a slog because I think the conditions played a part. But I think the reason why Adelaide won the game is I thought they were cleaner. Clean around the ball, where Port Adelaide didn't handle the conditions, or I didn't think, all that well. Where Adelaide did. Adelaide were one grab, one touch, a lot better than what Port Adelaide were. And I think that's what won out in the end. They were a lot better. And umpire number 12.
And umpire number 12.
Oh, I forgot about him.
I know a lot of people talk about this, and I've been on it for a little while, the changing face of ovals. And I love Adelaide Oval. I think it's a magnificent oval. I love everything about it.
Yes.
But do we need a roof? Do we need a game like that that's a showpiece game? Not affected by the rain. I know you can say, but part of footy is the rain. But you go, really?
I've never really thought about the roof.
You know, if you talk about Wimbledon, which is one of the great iconic things in sport, in tennis, now has a roof.
Yes.
You know, it seems to me all around the world now they're putting roofs over everything. And the reason isn't to take away from the purity of the game, is that we can't afford for it to be wet when the cricket's on. So if Australia are playing India here in the cricket, the TV have paid a lot of money. Mate, we need to play. So when we're talking about giving states games, I think in 20 years' time, people are going to look and go, I don't know if we can give you a Friday night game at Adelaide Oval. I don't know if we can give you the Australian cricket team because if it rains, we can't cover it.
We can't cover it,
So I'm just...
It's interesting. I've never really... That's the first time I've heard someone say about the roof at Adelaide Oval, but it's a good point because there's a big push in Victoria at the moment from a lot of Victorian commentators that are saying, hey, the Showdown is the most important game of football on the calendar because it is a genuine rivalry match. There is hatred. It's a sad word, but it's there.
Same for West Coast Fremantle. Same for Brisbane Gold Coast getting there. Sydney and GWS are getting there.
But it's Adelaide.
This is the big one.
It is the big one, and it should be the centrepiece. It should be a Friday night game. A standalone Friday night showdown because every football purist would watch it. And wow, this is genuine feeling.
And you could see that in Friday night's game, that was part of the game.
Absolutely.
And that's probably what left a little bit with the skills getting a little bit that way, just the intensity that the game was played at.
Both sides had a number of good players missing, which didn't help the game a lot. There were some good players sitting up in the ground, a lot of money. As I said to someone, we got a lot of dollars sitting up in that grandstand when we would prefer them out there. But Adelaide had a similar... they had players out as well. And I think it might have taken away a little bit from the game. But it's still a classic in the end, wasn't it? It's still 12 points of difference with 10 minutes to go.
It's a good point you make, though. Why wouldn't it be a Friday night game? And I have heard a lot of people, and I've spoken to a lot of people when I've been in Melbourne, say it should be.
Of course it should be.
They think it's a bigger game than West Coast and Freo. Obviously bigger than the Brisbane Gold Coast and Sydney GWS. So it's the biggest showdown game probably on the footy calendar.
Look at the round one every year. It's Richmond Carlton. Why? I mean, Richmond have been a powerhouse the last 3 or 4 weeks, or 3 or 4 years, or whatever, probably longer. Carlton have been down the bottom. It is a non-game, yet it is a game.
It's tradition.
That they talk about showpiece. I don't mind the Anzac one with Collingwood Essendon, but that's not a hatred.
No.
That's not that.
No, this is the one. This is the old South Australian Victorian passion type game.
But when you get Victorian commentators, Phil, start to say, hey, we should be showcasing the showdown.
That's what you need.
A lot more than we do, because you can't plonk it up against other games. In fact, in Victoria, over the weekend, they played St Kilda and the West Coast on free-to-air in preference to the showdown.
They should.
You tell me, what would you rather watch?
We'd
I know
we'd rather watch the showdown.
Of course you'd rather watch the showdown.
Right, we need to get over to Bridget for the sporting news, mate. We'll come back to that at the close. Bridget, what have you got for us?
Thanks, boys. I'm Bridget, and here's what's happening in the world of sport. It's been a rough week for Adelaide United fans. The Reds have been defeated in one of the best games in A-League history. They bowed out of the semi-final following a dramatic penalty shootout with Perth Glory. Full-time finished 2-2, with Adelaide star Ryan Kitto scoring a goal to take the match to extra time. A goal each was then scored, including a stunning header from Michael Morone. Despite a valiant effort from Adelaide, Perth Glory moved on to the grand final after winning the shootout 5-4. The Reds will now shift their attention to finding a new head coach following the dismissal of Marco Kurz. And Athletics SA has held its annual awards night, recognising the best athletes the state has to offer. Athlete of the Year was taken out by Claire Woods. Meanwhile, Athlete of the Year with a disability was claimed by recent London Marathon winner Michael Roger. Congratulations to all award winners and athletes in an outstanding year for South Australian athletics. The Adelaide Crows survived a late-game comeback by Port Adelaide to claim Showdown 46. The Crows dug deep for a 20-point win, with Alex Keith claiming the Showdown medal for his outstanding performance. The Power lost another player to injury as defender Ryan Burton went down with hamstring strain early on. And Brad Ebert has once again been ruled out this weekend after suffering a concussion. Port Adelaide will battle Gold Coast at home on Sunday. Meanwhile, the Crows will look to continue their stellar form when they face the Brisbane Lions at the Gabba on Saturday. In golf, the SA Men's top grade pennant Simpson Cup teed off over the weekend with the best SA golfers competing. 8 golf clubs from around the state will battle each other over the coming weeks to see who can claim the bragging rights. And last year's champions Glenelg have proven their strength early with a comprehensive win over Grange. Southern Golf Club and Royal Adelaide Golf Club also jumped out the gates, proving to be early frontrunners. Round 2 of the tournament will continue this weekend. To netball, and the Adelaide Thunderbirds have suffered a tough loss at home at the hands of the Melbourne Vixens. The undefeated Vixens were too good for the Thunderbirds, leading the game from start to finish. Adelaide went down to just one bench rotation early on in the game. Co-captain Chelsea Pittman and new recruit Beth Cobden left the court early with injuries. The Thunderbirds will be looking to get back on the winners list with a win over the Magpies tonight. In ice hockey, Adelaide Adrenaline were unable to get their redemption against Newcastle, falling to the North Stars by 6 goals. Despite the tough result, defender Marcel McGuinness and forward Steve Best were named players of the weekend. Adrenaline will enjoy a well-deserved 2-week break before they take on the Sydney Bears at home on the 25th of May. And Bowls Australia have announced the squad travelling to the UK in July, including South Australian and Payneham Bowling Club member Chris Flavel. The Jackaroos will travel to compete against the world's best as preparations continue towards the 2022 Commonwealth Games. Chris will headline the Parasport squad as they prepare to take on Ireland in the first part of the tour. You're up to date. I'll see you next week. Over to you, boys.